Okay. So in the last session, we had deleted those columns, right? Which has a lot of missing values. And now we will talk about, okay, um, the we'll talk about how to handle the row values, right? Missing one in the row. So what we are doing here, first we need to know the count, right? And these columns, okay, they have different set of values, like let's say you have A, B, C, D, and E. So let's say if A has no missing values, okay, so we will not do anything for column A. If we don't have anything in column A, if there are no missing values in column A, we will not do anything in column A. But let's say if B has a missing value, let's say there is a missing value here, okay, and there's a missing value here. There's a missing value here. There is a missing value here. So what we'll do, okay, we'll create, okay, a different set of columns. We will say, okay, A, there's no missing value. So we will not create duplicate for A. We'll create duplicate for B. So I'm going to say B underscore missing. I'm going to create C underscore missing. I'm going to create D underscore missing. I'm going to create E underscore missing. And I'm going to check each of these values and mark it as 0 or 1 if it is missing. Okay, if it is not missing here, okay, only E is missing. So here you get 0, 0, 0, 1. Right? Here you have a B missing, so it is 1, and you have no missing, no missing, missing. Similarly, no missing, missing, no missing, no missing. Here you have 1 missing, no missing, 1 missing, no missing. No, I think I got it wrong. Here there is a missing, and here there is no missing. V, D, VD, sorry. E is missing here, right? So E is missing, correct? And then C and D are not missing. C and D are not missing. So 0, 0. And A is missing. Okay. So here, not missing, not missing, not missing, not missing. And then here missing, missing. And not missing, not missing. Okay. So we are creating extra set of columns, okay, which will represent these columns to see if there is a missing or not. And now I'm going to create another column called total. And I'm going to measure the missing value in each of these rows. So here I will measure these. So, okay, just add them. Simply, we will add all the missing column. We'll see where the missing column is, and we will add them. So it tells you that there's 1 missing here, 2 missing here, 1 missing here, 2 missing, 1 missing, 1 missing. Right? This is what we are going to do. Make sense? So we have to implement this technique. See, column directly you add the missing values. But for rows, we have to follow this method of creating extra column, okay, for like it's a copy of these columns, and just here we'll represent 0 or 1 to know if the value there is missing or not, and then we'll put it in the total. Okay, so let's go and check that. Hope you have not missed much. What are the name? Okay. So now what I'll do, we will create that missing column, right? We'll create that missing column. So to create a missing column, again, you have to use this technique, right? I need to check which columns have missing, right? And then we'll create a corresponding missing column for this. Okay. So I'm going to say for column and DF columns, missing. Okay, so I'm going to say here, yeah, I don't have to calculate this, right? Percentage. I can say simply missing equal to, okay? I don't need to calculate percentage. I can no need to calculate total. I will simply check if it is missing or not. Okay. So now if this is greater than 0, okay, or let's do one thing. Let's do the total better. Okay. And I'll say missing count. Okay. So obviously, if missing count is greater than 0, that means you have some missing values. If you have some missing values, now let's create a column. Create duplicate column for these. Okay, we will say something like this. Missing val or something we'll call it. So I'm going to say df of, df is data frame, right? I think this is what we are using, yes. And I'm going to say here, okay, I'll put f and we'll take the column name and we'll say add underscore missing val. This is the duplicate column name which we are adding. So original column name underscore missing val. That's the name we are giving. Okay. And each of these will have your, okay. So I think I need to give the missing here. So I can directly give this here. Is null. Great. So this will create new set of column and each of these values will have is missing or not. Okay. Now you want to see the histogram? We can create a histogram on this. Okay, let's see the histogram. So, okay. So now if you do this, okay, the shape, okay. Now if you do shape here, okay. We have shape here. I'm saying before row adding. And here I will say after row adding. Okay, we'll run it and we'll continue to develop our own code. So let's create a histogram to see, okay, to see missing values count. Missing values count. We'll do the total count here. Okay, it's running different file, not this file. So let's say is or we have missing val columns equal to okay, what I'll do is I'll comment this plot. This plot is taking time. Obviously, you have to have so many rows and columns. 33 into 1,19,000 is too many, right? So I will comment this, okay, so that our program runs faster. Now you see this? Before adding the rows, we had 32 columns. Sorry, before adding the columns, we had 32 columns. Now we have 60 columns. So how many columns have missing values? How many columns do you think have missing values?
28.
28, yes. 30 will be as it is. Okay, 30 will be as it is. 32, sorry. 32 will be as it is. Right? New 28 columns were added. So those 28 columns are your newly added for missing values. So 28 columns have missing values. Okay. So each row will have a maximum of 28 missing value. Maximum of 28. Minimum will be 0. Right? None of them are missing. And maximum. So the value missing values for each row will vary from 0 to 28. Right? Okay. So let's move ahead. As I said, let's try to create a histogram here. So I'm going to say missing value columns equal to, I'm going to go through each of the columns here. So I'm going to say for column in DF columns, this is to do one line for loop. Okay. For column in DF columns, okay. If in column, so you go through all the 60 columns, but I'm looking at only the column which has this one in the name. I want only those columns. So I'll put column here. And I want the output in list format. So this will give you in the list format. Okay. Why it's going here? List format. If you want to see, you can see this. Okay. Now, we'll add that total column, right? We'll add the total column. So I'm going to say here, DF of total missing equal to DF of, you have this missing value columns, right? These columns only I'm interested in. Dot sum, okay, and access equal to 1. Okay, so this will add the missing values and let's see the missing columns. Meanwhile, as I said, I want to plot the graph. Okay, so what graph you want to see? See, these are the missing columns. Okay, is cancelled was the original column, we added underscore missing value. Lead time was the original column, we added underscore missing value. Arrival date, week, number, original value, we added underscore missing value. Okay. Now, so this is to calculate the count. Okay. Calculate the total missing value. And we will use that count to plot histogram. To histogram of missing value count. Okay, so I'm going to add, not add, I'm going to take this one itself, total missing this one, and I will say dot value count. It's not coming. Value counts, yeah. Okay, so value counts, okay, and then I'm going to say sort index. So sort index will sort like maximum, then minimum, you know, or other way, right? By default, it is ascending order. Sorting is ascending order. It will sort in like 0 missing values, 1, 2, so on. Okay, so let's see this. So count sort index. Okay, and sort index, and then I'm going to do plot dot bar, and I'm going to say put index on x-axis and number of missing value on y-axis. Total missing on y-axis. You will plot a bar graph. Okay, and that's it. We can do plt.show. Run it. You won't be able to see it until I share. With me? You see this? So what do you get from here?
Missing values.
Correct. So you have
More.
about more than almost like 80,000 columns, or rather rows, right? No, columns only. We're talking at axis equal to 1. So you have about 80,000 where you have 0 missing values. And then you have about 20,000 which has 1 missing value, about 10,000 with 2 missing value, maybe a few thousand with 3, 4. And you have something with 26 and 28 missing values also. Maybe just 1 or 2 maybe, right? So this has given us the count. Now, let's move ahead. Now we need to remove them, right? Remove the rows which has more than, you tell me, what should I do? More than 28 is maximum, so maybe more than 14. Okay, or 12, maybe 10. Whatever you think. Okay, more than 15 missing values, let's say. So you saw that, right? We had 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 26, 22. So anyway, after 5, I guess, right? 4 or 5, it is 26. So it doesn't matter. As long as it is more than 5 or more than 25, you get same number of outcome, right? So let's say we put 20 here. We don't have any, see, we saw 0, 1, 2, 3, and maybe 4 also. And then we have 26, 28, isn't it? So whether you put 15, you put 20, or you put 25, you get same output, right? Okay, so I'm going to say, okay, index missing. Okay, I need to know the index number. Just like here, yesterday when we worked on, or last class when we worked on here, we found the list of columns that we want to draw. Okay, we will find the list in a list of index which we need to draw. So here I'm going to say index missing equal to df of df, okay, of your total missing, right? This is what we are dealing with. This one should be more than 12 or 20, right? We are saying 20. So we'll put more than 20. And we want index. So I'm going to say, give me the index. Okay. If you want to, you can print it. It will tell you, you know, how many missing values are there. Total missing values equal to, or total index with missing values, index with missing values greater than 20 equal to, you have end missing. Okay, now you simply drop them. df equal to df dot drop, right? Drop what? The index missing, ind missing. Okay, and a axis should be here 0, right? We're looking at rows to drop the rows. Okay, now you measure the shape again after row adding, and this is after dropping rows, row dropping. So when you delete index, the number of rows will come down, isn't it? So see this. You have 60 and 61. What is 61? Why did we get 61 here?
Total number after dropping.
No, we added the total index, right?
Hmm.
The
Total
60 was
index.
only after the missing columns, and we added one more total missing. That's why we got 61. And you see, from 390, it became 376. And these are the indexes that we dropped. Okay, so this is how you can handle missing values. Do we still have missing values? Obviously, right? We only dropped higher values, right? Now, if I run this function, loop rather, okay, if missing value is 90, right? I'll call this and okay. Still, do we have missing values? Okay, so column in DF columns, percentage equal to is greater than 0. Okay, we'll print, we'll see. How many columns still have missing values? Okay, so these are the columns we still have: children, babies, meal, country, deposit, agent. These are the columns we still have missing values. Okay, so what we need to do is, okay, we need to replace the missing values with what? Let's say, we'll replace with median. Okay, we'll replace with median those numeric value, and we'll replace with mode for categorical values. Okay, so if there are missing values, okay, we need to check if the column belongs to numeric, then replace with median. Check if it is non-numeric, then replace with mode. Okay, so before that, we need to calculate the list of here I think we have, right? Did we not calculate? I think here we did not. Okay, let's calculate. Okay, so before we do it, I'm going to generate list of your list of numeric columns. So I'm going to say numeric columns list equal to df dot select t types, and I'm going to say include np dot number. Okay, so this is going to give me the list of columns which are numeric, and then I'm going to run another thing, non-numeric, right? Or cat columns, I'll say. Cat column list, I'll say exclude numeric. So other than numeric, everything else will be included here. So now what I'll check is, okay, this means that number is greater, right? And now we will comment it out. Okay, we are not checking, we'll directly replace. So I'm saying if column in this, right? So we need to replace this with median. Okay, so first we have to calculate median. So median equal to df of col dot median. Okay, so this is, we calculate the median of all the values in that column. And now I'm going to say df of col equal to df of code dot fill NA. So all the NA values will be filled with median. So this is how we'll fill with median. Now what I'll say, if column in cat column list. So you will find mode, right? Not a median. So how do you calculate mode? You say df of column dot describe. Mode is little different, little tricky. Describe. Okay. And then I'm going to say top. So it will describe, and the first value that you get is your top or your mode. And I'm going to say replace this with mode. Okay. So remember, we also have those missing columns, right? We need to drop those missing columns, right? Once we are done with replacing all the missing values. Now let's count and see if we have a missing values. This is the flow, loop to use, right? So I'm going to say print, are there any more calls with missing values? Okay. Hopefully we will not have them. See, there's nothing here. Okay, now what we'll do, this missing column list we have somewhere, right? Okay, these are index missing. Okay, these are missing column list. So I'm going to drop this. Now drop the additional columns we added for tracking missing values. So, okay, this is the list, and to this, we will append the total missing also, right? We don't need total missing also. So I'm going to copy this as well and put it here. I want to add also to this list, and then we will drop. So last class we discussed about dropping columns. So here df equal df dot column, right? So we'll say here df equal df. So column will put missing columns. Now you have final data without any missing values. So you'll say print final data set shape equal to df dot shape. That's it. I think we are done with this. And I've given you some examples to practice last, I think 2-3 days back, right? I hope you are practicing. With that, we complete our, so now you have 32 rows, right? All those 28 additional rows that we added, 29, right? 28 plus 1, all are deleted. This is your final data set. Okay, I want you to practice those, please. Okay, those page numbers I gave you from the link, please practice. Along with this, you will be done, okay, with analytics. In the next class, we'll talk about machine learning. We'll directly get into machine learning. Is that okay?